As we've been hearing here at Cannes Lion this year, there's been a lot of emphasis on brand safety. The WFA is working with a number of major global brands to make the internet a safer place to be. And well, one organisation that's certainly at the heart of what goes on the web is Google. I'm pleased to say that Matt Brittin, the boss of EMEA, joins us. Let's talk about brand safety first. You are part of the working party. We've already spoken to some of the brands, but where do you see Google's role in all of this?
I think we're one of the leading players in the industry now. We've grown to that scale, and I think it's really important that we are part of the industry, looking at how we can ensure that advertising works for everyone. And if you think about it, it's 30 years since the web was started, and almost everything we do online, whether it's using Google Maps or social media or entertainment or journalism, is wholly or partly funded by advertising. So it's not just for the benefit of the advertising companies who use advertising to help grow their business and create employment, it's actually fundamental to the future of the web. And we've reached the point where half the planet's online. If we want the other half to have the same benefits that we all enjoy, we have to get this right.
Google does get a lot of flack for data and that relationship with your advertisers and the services that you offer. Given what's happening with WFA, where does the line need to be drawn in terms of consumer safety, their rights over their data?
Well, for us, it all starts with you, the consumer, the user. You want a safe web, and you want to have your security and safety and privacy protected. And actually, it's interesting for me in my role, I sort of am the bridge between Google in Europe and our leadership team in the US. You know, with GDPR, Europe has chosen to set some really high standards, and at Google, we've always had the same principles of users should have total control over their data and transparency on that. And in fact, last month we launched our safety engineering center in Munich. So all of our products for users, the safety and security is built by Germans, but made for everyone around the world.
Where do you kind of manage that? Because we are so bad at just hitting the OK when it comes to cookies. You end up finding that your data is being abused. What role is Google playing in ensuring that that is going to be tightened up?
That's a great question. So the team in Munich, our German engineers, built a Google account. So you can search for Google account, go there, and if you have a Google account where you've signed into Gmail or anything, you can see exactly which services you use and how you're sharing data. You can choose, for example, with one switch to turn off personalized advertising. And what we see actually is 20 million people a day come to that site to look at their settings. We're also making it easier for you to control those things in the individual apps. So that's one center for all of Google, but we want you to be able to do that in search, in maps, and you're seeing us rolling those things out. So that's giving you control and transparency.
Apple is now sort of moving into this sort of sign on the security territory. Is that a worry for you? Is it welcome as a competitor?
I think if you believe that technology can be brilliant for consumers and at their service, then you have to welcome any moves that helps to keep people safe and secure online. So it's great to see that, and I think innovation and competition makes us all raise our standards, and that's a good thing.
Well, let's talk about slightly more fun things. You've announced the release of Create with Google. What use is that going to be for A, the public, B, marketers, and C, brands?
Well, there's a huge array of choice and innovation for creatives out there, and we wanted to bring together in one place a set of things that can excite people about what's possible with our tools, empower them to use those, and enable them, for example, through things like A/B testing of creative in the flow. And we just demonstrated some of that today. For example, a tool where you can put your video ad up and have a live audience show you which parts of the video are most exciting to you. So those kinds of things are ways in which we can make it easier for the creative industry to put the amazing toolbox that we have at Google to work in service of growing advertising, funding the web, and delighting consumers.
Isn't there a danger that the rest of the industry is just banging their head against the wall and going, Google have done it again, they're moving into virtually everything? There's not a lot that Google's not doing these days.
Well, I think, I've been coming to Cannes for about 8 or 9 years now, and I've seen our relationship with the industry really evolve. Some of our senior leaders we brought in have come from the industry, from Procter & Gamble and Unilever and some of the agency groups, and that's helped us, I think, to better understand the industry. I think we've got two responsibilities here. One is to keep innovating, but the other is to demonstrate that we're responsible long-term partners for the industry, and that's why it's important for us to be part of this conversation here and part of the working groups on how advertising sets standards for tomorrow.
Finally, let's just talk about the way digital advertising is going and its role. It's growing and growing and growing. Are we at peak digital advertising? Are we seeing any pushback against these privacy things and people are ignoring adverts? And where does it fit in with the more traditional advertising as well?
Well, for us, everything starts with people and their use of the internet. I think, the first thing to say is only half the planet's online. So 3.7 billion people a day, but that's going to double very, very quickly. So there's a lot more people to come. And that means we have to think hard about the standards we set to ensure that advertising can continue to fund the web, that you as a creator can earn a return on your intellectual property, and that advertising is actually useful rather than spammy or it contains malware for users. And we've done a bunch of things recently. In fact, our CEO has spoken out in depth about this, the responsibility we have for privacy and security for users. I think if we get that right, then the industry can continue to flourish.
Matt, thank you very much. Hi, I'm James Wright and thanks for watching Marketing Media Money. You can check out more of our videos by clicking on the boxes on the screen, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more from CNBC International. Thanks for watching.